So I'll call the meeting to order and ask for roll call and the quorum.
Mr. Braun?
I'm here.
Mr. Salam?
Yes, here.
Reverend Freeman?
Yes.
Ms.
Present.
Hines Silvas?
Here.
Mr. Diana? And Mr. Moreland? We have a quorum.
Okay, thank you. The last meeting was one that I wasn't able to attend. You have the minutes from December 11th. Is there a motion for approval of the minutes? This came in your packet.
So moved.
Is there, thank you. All in favor of approving the minutes as they are written, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That motion carries. The next item on our agenda are petitions and communications. Were there any written petitions or communications that came for us to consider?
Just the resignation.
Just the
Of Mr.
resignation.
Winston.
So maybe we should enter that into the minutes, that,
He sent an email
Okay.
on, I believe it was yesterday or Sunday.
okay, all right. So I don't think that we're required to take action on that. I think we just acknowledge it in the minutes and
Okay.
thank him for his service. And is there audience participation?
Is there a way that we want to say thank you to Mr. Winston? Officially or unofficially, if it's a letter or something, just to say, hey,
Thank you for your, yeah.
Right.
Right, has he, yeah, we will look into
We'll do
see
that,
what
okay.
traditionally is done and be sure to thank you for his
If
service.
nothing is done, can we just recommend something?
Absolutely, no, absolutely, and you know, maybe we recognize him at next month's meeting with a proclamation or something, even if he's not available to come.
That's
Yeah,
exactly right.
that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing that.
Right.
We could just sign a letter, too. We could sign a note at
Thank
our
you.
next meeting, something
Mhm,
like that
that's
would be
right.
nice.
It means a lot to people.
Okay,
Audience participation, Danis, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Danis Cohen. I work for the City of Urbana. I'm a housing inspector in community development.
oh, nice to meet you.
Hi, thank you, I appreciate
Thanks for
it.
coming.
Oh, hey, Chris.
Thank you, no problem.
Hi there.
Hi, boss.
You're around.
Danis is wanting to learn more about the grants division, and so he's kind of been shadowing me through neighborhood meetings and other meetings to learn the process.
Learning.
Well, these
Together.
meetings are the most exciting part of the operation. Welcome, it's nice to have you.
Thank you, I
Yeah,
appreciate
it
it.
is.
Thank you.
Okay, welcome, Chris.
Welcome.
I guess we're on to the staff report.
Yeah, see if how organized I am. We received various emails and CBD notices. Even though HUD is shut down, we don't know our allocation for next year yet. That'll be determined once HUD comes back online. We are still able to do most of our work without any problems. You know, we're able to draw down the funds because they're prior year money and already in the process. We got our end of year CAPER letter, which is our Consolidated Annual Performance Evaluation Report, that reviewed how we had designated and spent the funds in prior years, and they had just a few minor questions that I was able to answer and email back, but with the HUD shut down, no staff is working, but it's recognized that we got it in and we got it in on time. I don't know why I keep saying that my first day at Urbana was November 16th because that was
I was
my
like, oh, okay.
that was my last day at Habitat for Humanity. It was actually November 19th, Monday. Left one on Friday, came here on Monday. But anyway, and then I said, you know, we're working to fill the staff vacancy, which today is Alyssa's first day, so I'll let her introduce herself.
So she's the new hire?
She is. She
Oh, okay.
is.
Oh,
Hot off the
girlfriend.
press.
Oh.
You're in for a good.
We have started our annual action plan process, and last week, Danis and I had 5 neighborhood meetings.
Yes.
And actually, people spoke at every meeting except the King School was the one where no one showed. But that's okay. We got some good input and some diverse input, which was kind of nice. Obviously there's a strong pull for more rental assistance in this community, and then there was a young woman that came and spoke about needing more minority contractors. She's working with the Bristol Place redevelopment in Champaign, and so she is a Section 3 contractor, which HUD always encourages you to try to hire Section 3 contractors. So it was really good to have her at our meeting, and then she brought an electrician or a heating HVAC person, with her too. So I was pleased with the comments that we had gotten back. So we're just starting to review. This is our 5th year of our annual action plan. That will be 1920. So we're looking at what we said we would do over the last 5 years, and then where we didn't do something, we'll be bringing amendments or comments back to the commission. Next month, I'd like to bring forward the consolidated social service funding priorities for you guys to discuss. And
Will we be approving those then?
if I understand the process correctly, you guys determine the priorities. We take applications. We kind of figure out who fits into those categories, and then I believe you vote on those. Is that correct?
Yes.
That's the way I understand the process. I would really like it to be before June 30th, just because I think last year it was into the summer a little bit further, and I think for the agencies it's nice to start July 1 with everything in place. But I will see with the staff turnovers and Alyssa's learning curve as well as mine, how we can go about getting that done. But that would be my goal, is to always have that be a part of the annual action plan process, and then it be approved earlier in the year. Abandoned properties program, we have 2 that are in the process. One will be acquired next week, and it is on North Broadway. It's really a pretty bad blighted property. And then the other one is on Beslin, across the street from 2 new Habitat houses, so it'll be a nice addition to that neighborhood too. Randy has reached out for whole house rehab applications to 4 families, and we'll see what we get back. But we looked at the budget and determined that we probably have enough to do at least 4 to finish out this fiscal year. So
Where's that one on Broadway?
704 North Broadway. It's right past Crystal Lou.
Oh, I know the one you mean.
Yeah, it's on the east side of the road. It's really, really, I'm shocked somebody
I
lives
was
there.
gonna say, heavier snow, bigger wind,
Oh.
we won't have to worry about.
That's right. That is right. And that's a nice project that we can do with abandoned properties and not spend CDBG on, so. Does anybody have any questions on my report?
Good.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda is old business, and under old business, we have discussion of future meeting dates and time, and I see that Jill has provided the suggested meeting dates, locations and times for this year, calendar year 2019.
The city clerk asked in December for our annual meetings that have to be published, and when I looked at the calendar, just because this is new for me too, I realized several of ours fall on holidays like Thanksgiving and Christmas, and I didn't think you guys really wanted to do this then. So I made these suggestions so we don't have to call them special meetings. If we approve this calendar, then this is what we'll use.
And I noticed that the meeting time has been changed to 6.
That was suggested at the last meeting, and everyone present at the last meeting was in favor of it and didn't see a conflict, but I felt like we needed another month for those who weren't there to be aware of it and to think about it. If it does get changed to 6, that will require a change to the bylaws. because reading through the bylaws, I think everything else is in pretty good order. It would just be a matter of changing that time from 7 to 6.
Okay, so is that something that we're ready to do now? You guys talked about it last time?
We talked about it last time, said there was no conflict. As long as it doesn't bump up against, like now, city council.
Right, which is another reason I had suggested moving it back to 6, that usually this meeting, from my experience, and it's limited to Habitat, it doesn't take a long time, or if somebody wanted to attend both of our meetings, they would be able to. They could do this at 6 and the council at 7.
Wow, whole evening worth of meeting.
I know. Bring popcorn with them.
Oh my gosh. Need some coffee.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I think generally, as I recall last time, that there was no great conflict, although I mentioned 6 is, 7 is sometimes tough for me and 6 is tougher. So, just like tonight.
Do we, I'm just thinking through this, do we need a motion to revise the bylaws to change the time?
I believe you do, reading through the bylaws, because it's a change
Okay,
to them. You will need to.
okay, so we could have a motion and a second and then discussion and then vote. So there's a motion, is there a second? A second, okay. Any discussion about changing the time from 7 PM to 6 PM and,
Yeah, I think if I could find it in here, it'd probably be best to make the motion. But I think actually the bylaws says 7 o'clock. It says it can be at any other time as announced.
Right.
So if we change it to 6, that's fine too, because if we
Yeah.
need to do it at a different time for a
Right.
particular meeting,
Right.
all we have to do
Change
is
it.
change the time. Yeah.
Article 3, Section 1 says the meetings will be held on the 4th Tuesday of each month at 7 PM unless otherwise announced.
Yeah.
So we could change that to
To
6, but leave that.
And leave the rest of
That's
it, and
right.
then that gives us
We
flexibility.
don't have to change
Yeah.
the bylaws or anything, just approve the agenda, I mean, the dates.
I like having it right in the bylaws so that if someone's just reading the bylaws, they don't come, see it at 7 and then
Yeah.
by the time they get
Yeah,
there,
that'd
it's
be the
over.
place to change it, yeah.
Right.
Any further discussion of that?
Is it actually convenient for everyone? Or are people just being nice and saying that it works?
It's a push,
It'll-
but I'll give you. It's a push, but.
But we get out an hour earlier then too. How
Yeah.
about you?
It's fine for me. I just usually would walk from work, and instead of going home first, I'll
Right.
just come right here. So it actually.
Yes, we might have to bring snacks.
Coffee, yes.
Now, if you provide snacks, you can move the meeting to whenever. We're easy.
Let's see how this works.
Yeah.
So what do we think? Any further discussion? What do you guys think? Are you ready to vote? Okay. So the motion is to move the meetings to 6 PM, and change the bylaws from 7 PM to 6 PM. There's been a motion and a second, some discussion, so I think we're ready to vote. So all in favor of moving the meeting to 6 PM and revising the bylaws to say 6 PM rather than 7 PM, say aye.
Hi.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. So we've revised the bylaws.
And is this future meeting date calendar okay with you guys? I tried to run it as close or near to the regular meeting as possible.
Now, do we have to act on that? Or
I
can
think
just-
you do,
We have to
because
make a
this is-
motion to accept this list. Okay.
I would move that we accept the 2019 calendar as amended here.
Is there a second?
So,
Second? Any further discussion? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries, and we will use this suggested meeting schedule. Is that it for old business? It's all the old business on the agenda. Okay, so on to new business, and I guess formal introductions of the new staff.
So this is Alyssa Jeji, and I will let her give a little bio of herself.
Yeah, I've been at Habitat for the past year and a half, and before that I was in school and I got my bachelor's and master's degree in urban planning, and focused a lot on housing, affordable housing, neighborhood revitalization, and I'm very excited to start.
She did her capstone project for her master's program on a neighborhood in Urbana over by King Park. So she has an affinity for Urbana and knows some of those neighborhoods very well. So I think she'll bring some.
Capstone's an interesting project.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Well, welcome. It's nice to have you.
Thank you.
Nice to have you working for Hannah.
Sure there's gonna be anybody left in Habitat.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Cleaning them up.
No comment.
And we've met Darius, so welcome to Darius too. I guess you both seem new to me because I wasn't here last time.
Well, they're new to us too, so it's all
Yeah,
good.
yeah, I didn't come
It's
back.
all good.
Great. Okay, so is there further review of the bylaws that we need to look at?
Just a time change.
Yeah, I had one question. There's no definition of what community development means. I don't know if that's something appropriate for the bylaws or not, because I didn't do any study on what bylaws means. And if I had, I would be able to comment more. But we were talking before the meeting started about slippery sidewalks, since we're all slipping and sliding trying to get here. And I thought, can you have a community where sidewalks aren't clear and no one can get around? Is that community development? Now in my head I said, no, that's not community development. But then I thought, well, I don't know. There's no definition in the bylaws. So.
Yeah. Well, the preamble kind of lays out what this is, but as a new person reading through this, it kind of felt clear to me, but also this is my world. So those of you that don't
I
live
think
and breathe it.
for lay people, I gave to a couple lay people, they didn't know what in the world you did.
Okay.
And that's why I was saying, if you could make a clear definition of
Okay.
what you actually are and who you are, then the lay people can maybe grab a hold of this.
Okay.
Because for me, it was techo jargon. That makes sense?
Yeah, I think
It was in-house
from
jargon.
past experience, the biggest missing definition is just what a community development plan is.
That's it.
I think if people knew what a community development plan is, then they wouldn't have as much concern. I know there is a catch-22 in here, which they're supposed to be, as I understood it, because it's consistent with the requirements of basically HUD,
Yeah.
which change from time to time. So
yes.
those can't be in here, or you'd have to redraft the bylaws every time
Right.
something changed from that.
Okay.
But I think knowing what the community development plan actually is it'd be easier to tell people.
Okay. Is there anybody on this committee that would, like if Alyssa and I draft something, that would be willing to look it over and say, yes, this makes sense, or I think this needs to be clear, so that at the February meeting, we can make it final? And the only reason I'd want to do that a little quicker is because we do need to add some members, so I'd like to have that clear.
You can Google Drive it and have us all comment, or
Yeah.
Yeah,
that makes sense?
yeah. Make a Google Doc.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a drive where you share
Oh,
documents?
No.
Yeah, not
Not
for
this
Not for this
commission?
commission.
No.
Okay, okay. All right, we can
We
do
don't
that.
have one, but that would be.
That would be
easy.
nice to
It'd
put
be-
this
It
in.
would be easier than you having to send out
Emails. and all that stuff.
agendas and minutes and all that sort of stuff, is just put it in the
Okay.
drive.
That's
Yeah,
it.
that's a good idea.
Yeah, save on some paper. Okay.
Time, girl, time.
Oh, I know. Tell me. Except this meeting changed 3 times before because we had it in the council chambers, exec session room, and then now here. So you have to be patient with the drive and what changes in there. But okay. Well, we'll do that. We'll work up on a definition and see if it's clear and makes sense to you guys, and then bring the bylaws back to be amended to make that clear.
Is there anything else in the bylaws that we need to discuss? Is there-
I didn't think so, but if any of you guys reviewed them and had any other questions.
We did do a kind of a thorough review on the bylaws a couple years ago.
Mhm.
Chris, when was that?
March
Was-
9th, 2015?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was
it
gonna
was
say a
March
few
9th,
years ago.
2015. Good memory.
Bottom
No,
line.
bylaws.
See
that.
But
that was when it was
we
final.
did take a good look at them at that point in time, so,
Yeah, that was a pretty thorough
Yeah.
dig into them, I
Yeah.
think, yeah.
mhm.
But the way the commission changes, I think you and I might be the only ones who were on the commission in 2015, so.
That is true.
Yeah, right. So it's a good time just to take another look and see how they can be improved, made more clear.
We're meeting with the mayor this week to talk about the vacancies and the process.
good.
And then I'll probably just send an email out to all of you on that. So as we get this defined, then maybe we can have a distribution list or tag on to Reverend Freeman's distribution list to recruit people. There were people interested from the council members for Ward 3 that maybe they might want to come on.
Great
That's a good
idea.
idea.
You know, they've already shown an interest in the community.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was a
That'd
good
be
list.
perfect.
I saw that list in the paper.
Because they're vested.
Yeah. Let's get all of them.
That's right.
We're looking for 3 members. We're supposed to have 9, right?
Right.
And we have 6. Okay. Okay, any other discussion around review of the bylaws? Okay, well so we don't have a study session, although that appears on the agenda. So is there any other topics or announcements before we adjourn? Okay, well then we are adjourned.
Thank you all for coming.
Wow.
Hey, Cracker Barrel.